Okay fellas, and in today's collection video we're going to be taking a look at Rough Riders, marbles, and Colts. And most of these are in the brown Stag cover material. These ones are a little different, and we'll probably start with them first. Be sure to check out Amber Bone Collection and Queen Rough Rider and Marbles Collection. Hey fellas, welcome to another Rusty Miner Collections video. For what we have here to be before us are some Rough Riders, some marbles, and some Colts. So a little mixture, and we'll get right into it. So I did a job of collecting saw cut, brown saw cut bone, and they have these scrolled, fluted bolsters here, scalloped, whatever you want to call them. They got dual lines, and then they got this thing here. This is in black, so I'm not sure how rare this is. I only have seen one of these, and I'm glad I picked it up. The black is nice. It turns into a dark charcoal gray down here. The fit and finish is very good. Love the shield. I call that a bomb shield. It has the old blade that's a single clip point, a single nail nick, and that allows for a smooth travel. There is no half stop on these, and this, by golly, excellent fit and finish across the back. And looks like we have good fit and finish, or shall we say lack of stepping across the back. Now here is, we'll bring up this one next, another trapper. This one's the all stripe. So as you can see, it's striped on the bolsters and the bone. Now this one's a pretty interesting one in that it's the only Rough Rider trapper I'm aware of with a single nail nick and a half stop. So when you find the half stops, you generally find them in a different style blade, and I'll show you that here. Little bit of stepping differential. It's actually low, but she's pretty much on the money here. No blade etch, which I like. Ooh, guys, boom baby, boom baby. That's actually fantastic action. A little low again, so the stepping or the differential is low and rather than high. So yep, she's a keeper. And we'll get into, I picked up this one. This is from the same series, and this is the all stripe sow belly. I suppose I should be doing model numbers, but if you guys want to find them, I'm doing a more complete video on these already, and it's out. And guess what? That one has a half stripe or a half stop. So just like the Big Brother trapper, woohoo! Oh, a little bit dead here, but she's got half stops, and actually I'm liking it. They are very nice, very nice. Marbles. Ooh boy, this one, I think they call it a brown Stag, and my particular one has a crimson little bit of look to it. Look at the blade centering, half stop. Oh snap, ladies and gentlemen, upon revisiting these knives, you know, I shot videos on these about 2 years ago, and I've been storing them. Some of these are just very good. For example, I have a Schrade Fire and Ice, which is a GEC, I want to say a 23. And this has better action than that. Of course, that one has better bone, but not by much. But that's an early GEC. It's a 2007. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. This is a fun one. This has the marble shield. This is a unique one. It's a cattleman's knife. You don't find that shield, as far as I know, on a lot of other knives. And that's, again, your brown bone stag. And what you'll learn from marbles and Rough Rider is they use the same jigging pattern, so you'll get used to seeing what that looks like after a while. Okay, decent spring, not a tremendous whap. Frosted etched blade, great clip point, decent blade polish, actually good springs on this. All right, no half stop on that one. And none on this one either. Special shield for a special knife. This one's interesting. This is sort of a different pattern. You didn't see on a lot. I think this is a split back, but it's not a humpback. It's more in the sleeve board category. So we got kind of, so it's a whittler. We got this big, I guess we'll call it a spear point here. Okay. See if we can see how the blades are looking, and I'm going to work through this wind. That was a weak half stop. There's a pen blade. So I forget, let's call this a whittler, or if I call it a sleeve board. The video on this, a little bit disappointed. We got two pen blades. We could have had a coping blade, but as far as whittlers go, pen blades are a nice blade, or at least I can see them being a nice blade. I am not a whittler myself. Okay, behemoth. Brown bone, Rough Rider, Texas Stockman, or very large Stockman. So we got half stops here. We have a double nail nick. So she's a fancy. She's got nice, you know, I'd say design. This is Texas. Look at this top swedge. That's something I see on my GEC and Schott & Morgan knives, only they generally go back a little further. And they, yep, kind of cut the same way. We're recessed in. Notch right here is where they remove the blade material. Excellent, excellent build. Decent walk and talk. It's soft, a little bit spongy. Great build across here. That's a monster sheep's foot with a nice top swedge. So it's nice, guys. It's just not, the mirror polish isn't as good, the blade grinds aren't as good, and the action isn't as good as an American made Great Eastern cutlery. Now Case doesn't make something like this. They make their 75 Stockman, and actually this will compete with some of those by way of the action, in my opinion. So definitely Case does a better job on bone, but this is not bad looking, and I haven't even cleaned these up. I've cleaned up so many knives that I know that what kind of a difference it can make. So here's our Rough Rider brown stag. Got the R stamp bolster. We have those dual nail nicks I was talking about when I compared it to this knife with just a single nail nick. And again, the all stripe is the only one with the half stop. Wow, this one, almost every time, as far as I know, you see this blade shape, which is two nail nicks. You're going to have a half stop. That one's a little spongy, and the one on this one, we have to reach around for this bay blade. It's on the pile side for the nail nicks versus being on the show side for that. It also has 2 nail nicks. It does have an interesting top swedge and a softer, spongier half stop. So let's see. Not much, but enough to make note of. Really like this. This is kind of new. I liked this before. I tried a GEC 48 pattern. The 48 pattern, let's get into the primary blade here. This is a half trapper, is what they called it. And kind of see, so it's a 3 7/8 generally where we're at on that for overall length. Instead of being 4 1/4, it's on a trapper frame here. And then it tends to have more of a muskrat or California clip primary blade with a pen blade as the secondary. And that's what I have on my 48. I have one of those. And anyways, I was saying, I have a 48, actually 2 GEC 48 patterns. One is in an antique bone, and it's going to be kind of lightish brown through here, lighter than this, with a blonde, kind of a yellow here. It's going to have the muscat blade and the pen blade. But all in all, that's good action. Not quite as good as GEC, and the bone is way below. But it was a $15 to $20 knife. This is gorgeous to me. It's good looking. I don't remember how it rated with my little Barlow Bonanza I did. I compared this to the Queen. I remember the Queen coming out on top. Like I said, I remember the Queen coming out on top. Queen in this orange or amber saw cut bone. But this is nice. I probably dinged it because it has this R. I do not like the... man, I'm not even going to try to open that. The blade behind this blade, it's just yeah, it's a bad idea, guys. That you can see my nail. You just can't have, there we go. If you do that and you're in a manufacturer, you have to leave some kick on here or something so that you can the user can get to it. But still, I think it's a good looking Barlow. All right, and now we're off to some home runs. I think my first home run will show you is this one. This is a Colt. You can see by, and so these, in my opinion, were a predecessor to Rough Ryders. And what I mean there, as you can see, I mean this is done by Rough Ryder and marbles. This is the Stag pattern you're going to find. These are slanted line bolsters. But what you don't see here is this pattern. And this pattern maybe is a prelude to the teardrop jack that the Rough Ryder's doing, the easy open jack out of the, we got this nail nick, we got a long pull, we got a beautiful, this thing is mirrored very well. I happen to get a very nice example, and these things you will see, I think it's a Shotton Morgan that does this, maybe even if specifically if you find some file and wire, you might see where they're trying to borrow, if you will. So flattery is the best form of, imitation is the best form of flattery. So this is definitely in my opinion, copied after Shot & Morgan, but can't afford the Shot & Morgan. And that one is, well, they can bring, they're hard to find. Here is another one. It's pretty much the same. We have the, I think it's the same. These are gun stocks, so we're on the same, what is that? The same frame. There, I got it. All right, here we are. This is my last one, and this is also a gun stock. This one, it would be in the brown Stag bone. This is a Colt, and these bring more money than the Rough Ryders, even though they're very similar, built by the same factory and so on. At least these ones do, and I see why. This is fantastic. Again, modeled after another Shot & Morgan pattern. We have a big spade blade on here. It's a gun stock. Very nice fit and finish across here. And just a spear point to be jealous of. A little bit, yeah, a little bit of stepping, a little bit soft on the springs. I keep thinking that will come out of it, but I'm not going to carry this and or use it. But here we go now. Take a look at this. It's like a Bowie pen blade. So we know, we've seen pen blades with swedges on them, but this one is like a clip blade. But for some reason, it's still very reminiscent of a pen blade. Great fit and finish across there. Baby, perfect right there. Unbelievable in that position. So definitely high quality coming out of China. And we're gonna shut down. I think the phone's getting hot. So thanks for joining me, guys. Check out the one on the amber bone if you haven't.